Look at this, Genesis 2:7. Would you read that with me, everybody? Come on. And the Lord God formed man of the dust and breathed into his nostril the breath of life. No, he was a dead piece of flesh. He was a living. So why? Because when God breathes on you, he breathes life. When God gets ready, I don't care what your situation looks like, he breathes life. Is this making sense to anybody? Oh, I got to get my little demonstration on right quick so you can follow me. What is dust? Dust is afar, which means clay, earth, mud. Here it is again. You're nothing but mud, mortar, powder, rubbish, until God breathes. It's death until God breathes. I don't care who breathes on you, what creature breathes on you, how much they tell you, whoo, man, you look good. Whoo, boy, you're so fine. Bring the popcorn. It's time for the show. Play the music. I'm messing with somebody. Y'all don't bother me here. Oh, play the music, baby, because when you come in here, I hear music. Yeah, you're so, oh, my, look at that, look at that. And you think, oh, it sounds so good. But the creature can't keep you up. You got to keep running to that breath, and it keeps running out. But when the Creator says, let me breathe on you, you got a purpose for that breath. But only the body can do this part of the ministry. Are you following me? Can you get my folk here for a minute? Let me show you what happens when you go out now. When God created man, male and female, when God breathed on them, this is what he wanted, to have life. So I'm going to pretend that you got life as well. Okay, so he brought life, if you would, yeah. Put on both of them right here. Okay, this is ultimately what's supposed to be, that they're supposed to be covered in glory, green life. See, when you come to church, what you're supposed to get is a word that brings green glory. When you go into your prayer closet or your time with God, you're supposed to be covered in green glory, life. You're going in there to get life, not knowledge. This is a tree of knowledge. Let me bring it so you can see it, so you can know. You'll know that God said this is knowledge. In other words, every tree that I put in the garden, would you all go over there and be trees for me, please? Just stand up there around that tree of life and put your arms up. I'm going to help some of you right quick. He said, I planted a garden eastward in Eden. Just come on up there, yeah. Your trees. Just trying to put your arms out like tree limbs with fruit all over it. And God told Adam, listen, now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pull this off of you. You hadn't come around yet, Sister Adam female, so go hide. And what God said to him when he created him, he said, now, son, I've been walking with you. I got a covering over you. But now I'm giving you all these trees in the garden. You can eat from them and the tree of life. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, stay away from that. It's not time. Your eyes are not ready to come open to this. I've got experiences, some trees that I planted and some were seeds that grew in your life. Do you understand? Turn around a minute. Do you understand that God put people in your life that already had something that you need to overcome? Do you understand that when God put you in a particular church or location, that there are people in this church that got what you need to overcome, and there are others that are growing with you to help you overcome? But what you do, invariably, out of your ignorance, you have the propensity to always turn towards something that you don't need, trying to make it work. The devil will put you in secrecy. When you mess up, see, when Adam, male and female, messed up, they didn't come out and say, all right, I want y'all to know I did it. So what? No, what did you do? When you mess up, I'm not talking to anybody here, you start hiding. You move into secrecy. Do I have to come back there and talk? Do I have to come back here and talk to y'all? Do I have to come back here and shake somebody back up here? I mean, come on up in here. Am I talking to anybody in the church? You know when you mess up, come on, tell the truth so you can get delivered. When I mess up, and I don't just come up and say, oh my God, Lord, I messed up. Help me, Jesus. No, I say, I got to hide. I got to make an excuse. I got to pretend. See, you're not the only one that's done that. I want everybody who messed up and made it their own way and hid, would you please stand to reveal to the other person beside you who thought they were the only one who did it? Now, if they're still sitting down beside you, move to another chair because that person is lying to you. Don't sit beside somebody still sitting down. I don't care who they are. Some of y'all didn't plan to stand up, but you stood up then because you didn't want me. He call me no liar. I know what I'm talking about. But God had a plan for you to bring you to a point in your life. But like most of us, we eat from the wrong thing. We mess up, and we don't want anybody to know it. So when God finds you out, you do like Adam did. The woman you gave me. Got to blame someone else. Won't take responsibility for your action. If I had both my parents, you don't know what happened to me when I was coming along. I was molested when I was a child. My mama was a crack addict. Won't you take responsibility of what is thought that you said? Stop blaming somebody and say, God, if your power is powerful, then you can take care of me. If you are God, there's nothing that hasn't happened to me that you don't know about. There's nothing that's going wrong in my life that you can't fix. And you've got a glory that can cover me till you get ready to fix me. And if you don't want to fix me, I'm still yours. If I got to walk lame the rest of my life, if I don't never get married, if I don't ever find another person that want to love me, you got enough to keep me. If nobody wants to be my friend, if you'll still be my friend. You said you're a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. If your word is right, it works with anybody. It works with any case. It works under any circumstance. And you got to stop lying and saying God can't keep you when your mess is torn up. I want to preach. I'm trying to teach this one. Take responsibility for your actions. Say, I'm guilty. But the blood, I can get under the blood. And I don't have to go back to it. Because when he lets me feel woozy, he's trusting me that I won't run back to the stuff I used to do. Something in me keeps turning me toward the blood. Even though my body, try to turn your body the other way. Even though my body's trying to turn back this way, something keeps turning me toward the blood. There's a name in me. My flesh says I want to do, but something keeps turning me back. Some of y'all wonder why in the world I keep coming back to church. You leave here fussing, make me sick. I'm so tired. All they say is live the name, live the name. But then you find yourself come driving back here next Sunday. About, oh my God. Y'all all right? I got to quit somewhere. But I'm dealing with people who go through this all the time. You don't need to talk and tell me about it. All they're going to tell me to do, have you prayed? Have you put the blood on it? You've been anointing yourself? Have you been quoting the scriptures? That's all he's going to say. You leave here fussing, but then you go back home. You wonder, what keeps turning me back toward that? Why? Because what? There's something inside you witness that there's more power than your flesh. There's something inside you witness that there's a name that's coming up in me. There's something inside of you that's witnessing the seed is taking root in me and something is growing in me finally. I feel some life in here. I can't explain it. But I feel life when I come up in here. I don't know why. Can I get 4 or 5 brothers that will scream in here? I need some male voices. I need to hear some men help me. You look at something you did, ashamed. But God is trusting you now, brothers. He knows, sister, you've heard enough word that you'll say, I'm running to the name. I'm running to his name. I know not to try to figure it out myself. Now, here's what God put in your life. Brother Stewart, he put trees in your life. He brought folk in this church that's going through something. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. I want you to understand there's not a perfect tree in your garden. But what it does mean, what you have the need to overcome, they got it. Don't look at somebody and say, but I know what's wrong with him. I know what he did. I know what he did. I know that what you did because I live with you. I know what your mama told me, but I know what you did. And I ain't eating from, no. You got to understand they still overcome something. They've overcome something that you need. And you got to shut your mouth and stop worrying about it. And say, God, when it's time to eat, when it's time to come up, when it's time to eat the fruit, I want to be able to eat from it. And God will bring the right time. Marcus say something. He'll say a word. And God said, there's a fruit right there. And you got to reach and eat that fruit. You eat that fruit and you say, my God, I appreciate having them all. But what the devil said, you don't want these folk in your life. He'll make you come out the garden. He said, you don't want these folk in your life. You got more education than all of them put together.